Good morning. So this is on a Sunday morning. After preparing for church. So I normally go for the 11 a.m. service. I think I just haven't been this year. Usually I go for the 9 a.m. service because it just gives me more time to rest as the weekend comes to an end. So this is me leaving the house for church. So yeah, let's go. So basically what happens is I live quite near to the church, so I won't be taking any bus or tram to the church. Normally we usually just walk to church because it will take like approximately 30 minutes walk to church. Yeah, so on this particular day it's kind of chilly, raining, and yeah, one has to like get an umbrella or maybe a raincoat. Normally it usually rains with a lot of wind, and sometimes the umbrella don't really help, so raincoats help. So this is me walking to church, so I just want to take you with me to church and show you around as I go to church. So that is one of the things that we normally use around here as a means of transportation. So this is me passing by some of the major canals that we have within the city. So basically where I stay, it's considered as part of the city center because it's not very far from the CBD. So it's just like a 20 minutes walk to the main center, city center. So we're considered to be living around the city center. So as you can see, the building that's right in front of me, this is the library. So this place basically, when the weather is quite nice, by nice I mean sunny or just a little bit warm, it's usually very full. But as you can see, today is very deserted. So as long as the weather is not that friendly, the place is usually very deserted. Another tram passing by. Yeah, so what happens is that anytime that the weather is nice, when there's just some sign of sunshine or sign of warmth, you'll always see people around. But when that is not the case, when it's very chilly, cold, raining, as you can see on this particular day, the place is usually very deserted. So, and especially around the library, we usually have like a lot of people when the weather is nice, and especially around summer. We'll probably have a look at that when summer comes. So this is me like almost 3/4 way of my journey to the church. So it was raining like the entire time, and it was very quite cold. And at this particular point, I was already like 5 minutes late to church. So what happened initially when I was leaving the house, I didn't know it was raining. I didn't carry my umbrella, so I had to go back and get the umbrella. So the building right in front of me is where the church is located. So this is me just getting closer to the church. And this is after like 2 hours of church. Yeah, so I decided to take a different route back home so that I can just show you around. Because this other area is also very spectacular, and I decided to take it so that I can just show you around. So as usual, you'll always come across the canals at some point. So in this particular place, the canals are quite a thing. So there's an entire history of how these canals were built and all that, which I don't really have in my mind right now. But this is just me walking back home, and 2 hours later after the church service, can you imagine that it's still raining? Thankfully, it's not very strong, or rather, it's more of just like drizzles. Yeah, drizzles, not very serious rain, but yeah. So this is me crossing the road to the other side, and again we come across the continuation of the canals. So at this particular point it's still winter, as you can see from the trees. They've all shed their leaves, and The canals continue, small bridges, very nice places where one can use to take some very nice pictures, especially when the weather is favorable during summer or during spring or autumn, when the leaves are quite lovely or the flowers are blooming. So we are currently transitioning from winter and spring is almost here, and some of the trees are already blooming. So if you stay throughout the video, you'll most likely see me showcasing some of the trees that are already blooming, and they are lovely. When the trees bloom during spring, oh my god, the flowers are so lovely, different colors. And I'm almost reaching a place where I'm going to show you some of the trees that have already started blooming. The canals continue this particular place, and yeah, I just decided to use this so that I can show you another side of this city. So this is me still continuing my journey. At this particular point, I'm not very far from here. So this place is usually very beautiful when everything is cool and the weather is favorable. These are just some water fountains, as you can see, and it's a very nice place, or rather it's giving some kind of nice ambience. Yeah, so I was wondering why the leaves fall during winter but the grass remains green. Interesting. Maybe it's because the grass don't have, no, they have leaves. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Here are the trees that are blooming. I think this is pink, or this is purple. But they're currently blooming, not fully bloomed yet. But we are here. It's looking pretty, as you can see. Those are flowers. So during autumn, the leaves were yellowish or something. But this is spring incoming, and the flowers are blooming and turning pink, and the place is so nice and pretty. And I wish it was sunny today. It could have been very beautiful. But hopefully, as we transition slowly by slowly, I'll be able to show you the progress of how the flowers are blooming around. I know there'll be white flowers, pink, purple, yellow. It will be very beautiful. Just hoping that it will get more sunny and not gloomy, as you can see. Yeah, and deserted as usual when the weather is not favorable. And being a Sunday, you'll not really see very many people around unless the weather is nice. So I took quite some time around this place because I was just loving how the trees are looking like, how the flowers are bloomed. This place is usually so nice and just refreshing. So I took quite some time around this place, just showing you people around, and also just for my own sake. So at this particular point, I'm just like 5 minutes at most to my place, and again we come across a tram. They usually blow in this city. So this is me going home. Then I remember that I need some eggs and bread to take me through the week from tomorrow as part of breakfast. Yes, so I come from Detective for breakfast almost every day. So I come for my eggs. As you can see, how much is that? So when I go to the bread section, I realized that the bread that are there are not really what I wanted. I wanted some brown bread, and what was there was not what I wanted. So I just took the eggs, and this is how we do pay self-service. So I just take my egg and leave the place for home. I didn't really get any other thing for breakfast because I had something in the house that could compensate for that, or rather I was going to have lunch because it was already past 1 p.m. So this is me back in the house. That's how we get into the building. You have to have some key like that to access the building, and this is right where we started from. So thank you all guys, and this is the end of my Sunday journey to church and back at home. And until next time, when I show you around the city on a sunny day. Thank you. Bye bye.